Good morning. This is Pastor Zach with the Goodland United Methodist Church. It is Friday, August 18th, and I'm here with your morning devotion. Today we're going to look at the Gospel of Matthew in the 3rd chapter, verses 13 through 17. Then Jesus came from Galilee to John at the Jordan to be baptized by him. John would have prevented him, saying, "I need to be baptized by you, and do you come to me?" But Jesus answered him, "Let it be so now, for it is proper for us in this way to fulfill all righteousness." Then he consented. And when Jesus had been baptized, just as he came up from the water, suddenly the heavens were opened to him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and alighting on him. And a voice from heaven said, "This is my Son, the beloved, with whom I am well pleased." In his book Craddock Stories, that was edited by my seminary advisor, Mike Graves, the celebrated preacher Fred Craddock tells of an evening where he and his wife were eating dinner in a little restaurant in the Smoky Mountains. A strange and elderly man came over to their table and introduced himself. He said, "I'm from around these parts. My mother was not married, and the shame of the community directed her toward her was also directed toward me. Whenever I went to town with my mother, I could see people staring at us, making guesses about who my daddy was. At school, I lunch alone. In my early teens, I began attending a little church, but always left before the church was over, because I was afraid someone would ask me what a boy like me was doing in church. One day, before I could escape, I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was the minister. He looked closely at my face. I knew that he was trying to guess who my father was. 'Well, boy, you're a child of—' And then he paused. And when he spoke again, he said, 'Boy, you are a child of God. I see a striking resemblance.' Then he swatted me on the bottom and said, 'Now, you go and claim your inheritance.' I left church that day a different person." The now elderly man said, "In fact, that was the beginning of my life." "What's your name?" Dr. Craddock asked. He answered, "Ben Hooper. My name is Ben Hooper." Dr. Craddock said he vaguely recalled from when he was a kid his father talking about how the people of Tennessee had twice elected a fellow who had been born out of wedlock as the governor of their state. His name was Ben Hooper. You see, God chooses to bring us into this world. God's grace claims us and reclaims us over and over again. We don't need to get all balled up over whether or not we are adequate or worthy. With the exception of Jesus, we're all unworthy and without hope, except for God's mercy given to us. We who were baptized struggle just like everyone else to be a decent human being. We are no more or less tempted than anybody else. We strive to be what God created us to be, but fall short. But Jesus our Lord showed us how to beat the demons back, and God gave us the power to choose a higher and better way. From our baptism onward, we live inside the promise that we will have the strength that comes from another world, enabling us to do the work for God. We hope to see you at worship this Sunday. If you have no place to go, you're always welcome at Goodland United Methodist Church with services on Sunday at 10:30. Have a blessed day.